Good morning, world. Mark Drew at Mark Drew Speaks, back at you talking about love, understanding, and all that good stuff. Even in the COVID crisis, that's what we need to do, work to understand. My word to you is don't let your red or blue political affiliation cloud your judgment, Don't forget that we're all human in this. And we're all gonna have opinions. That's one thing I can tell you. And sharing your opinion is gonna offend somebody more than it ever did in this moment in time. But no one wins when we argue, Arguments don't change minds. Ultimately, in the argument, everybody loses, especially when love is absent. So how can we learn to love and just listen to each other? Because we're all hurting. We're all stressed, We're in this, I'm not gonna say together, because we're in different boats, but we're in the same storm together, And some people are in the eye of the storm right now, and some people could be on the east side of the storm or the west side of the storm. The wind's gonna blow a little bit differently depending where you're at in the storm, but we're in it, But we gotta remember to love each other through it all. And just the back and forth just shows me that there's a lack of understanding. We're refusing to see the perspective of another. And I get it, because there's a lot of pain. People are speaking from a position of pain. And I'm here to let you know that I understand your pain. I see your pain. For those not working, I see it, man. We got to get you back out there so you guys can pay the bills, For those of you who may not have to work, who are fearful for their health, who just want to stay in, I get that too. I've been staying home as well. And I want to stay home until this thing gets better, Do I have to make runs for food and essentials at the Home Depot? Yes, I do. I can't order everything from Amazon. So I understand, I get it. But instead of arguing over when the country and how the country should reopen, I'd prefer to spend my time figuring out what my family's gonna do when that time comes. Instead of arguing over how deadly the virus is, I'd rather spend that time figuring out what me and my family are gonna do should we get stricken with the virus, God forbid that happens. And ultimately, sit there and figure out and plan what we're gonna do to handle whatever the universe may throw at us. Because I accept there are some things that are just out of my control. Some things I just can't control, regardless of my opinion on the matter. And sharing my opinion is not gonna make those things stop. Even though I guess that may help ease some of the distress just by getting it off my chest, I feel it adds more stress when I get into a heated debate about it, So that's my word to you. Lead with love out there. Lead with understanding. Don't look for an argument, because no one wins. No one does. You're not going to change your mind. Now, and I'll tell you, we're not going to beat this thing politically. We'll beat this thing in our hearts. That's where the battle's going to be won, in our hearts. And I learned this by looking at history. We can look at the civil rights movement. And it was about rights and changing legislation, but ultimately that doesn't come until you start changing hearts. It always starts in the heart first, So we can dream. And I know it sounds altruistic and unrealistic, but that's okay, because history has shown us that many things can happen, starting with a dream. And I refuse to choose to live in a nightmare, So let's keep moving forward on that. Love someone today. Listen to someone. Open your eyes to the varying perspectives that are out here, but the main perspective being we're all human, And we all value our lives. We all value life. We may look at it from different angles, but ultimately, we all want to live. All right? It's more to you. Don't forget to subscribe at Mark Drew Speaks. Peace.